recording now. Firstly, why did we announce that we'd applied for promotion?
I think we've got to start the process somewhere. I think we're probably a little bit ahead of where we thought we were, which was a really pleasing thing. But then we just wanted to understand the process better because we've never been through it. And in terms of you've got to, I think as a collective, from a league perspective, we've got to let the game know that there is ambition outside of the Premiership, and that was a key message. That we spoke as clubs, certainly those ones that are a little bit closer to being ready. We've accelerated our journey, and we felt that collectively, if we all put applications in that cohort, that would send a real clear message to the game that, come on, there is life outside the top 10.
What message do you hope this application sends to your supporters, players, and the wider rugby community?
I'd like to think we've been really consistent about where we wanted to get to, and we had to put a lot of building blocks in place, to get to this point. And I think there's no secret about the ownership, the stakeholders at the club. We have a defined purpose, and that is centred around growth. Growth of individuals, growth of programmes such as the community, the performance of the team, academy, commercial values. So we were, we're really, we just wanted to highlight that we're now in a position to effectively accelerate that growth with lots of exciting things coming, such as the site development, the investment panel that's set up and will be officially launched in the new year to the public. I think, one of the big points for us was we are so people-centric as an organisation, and that means one of our major pillars is around social value and having a real positive social impact on people inside the club, outside the club. Our community programme has grown a really good reputation of what we do, and in some ways, for the club and for me personally, is winning, making a difference to the people and really impacting them in a positive way outside of the club is equally as important as winning on Saturday. And that might be a little bit strange, but one of our major focuses is to be known as the best professional rugby and netball club that is community centric in the country. Now, we will never compromise what we're about. We're really excited about that. It's part of our, dare I say it, the DNA of this business and the people is how do we make a difference to people? How do we grow? What is that purpose? What do people get out of bed for every day? And we're really keen to reinforce that in our behaviours every day. Is we redefine our purposes all the time. We're proud of that. But if you haven't got a purpose, you sometimes say, what is the point? So having that purpose is really key for us. Winning, being the best commercial operation in the league, adding value to everything we do in the league, working with our clubs in the league, working together. We're really excited about the new league, Tier 2 board, completely bought into that, and that could be a game changer for the rugby ecosystem, in my opinion.
Some may look at this and say it's premature, some may look at it and say it's a statement of intent for this season. From an on-field perspective, why was this the right time to announce it?
Well, by definition, it is an intent, but defining the time frame of that intent is very different to us. We are not the finished article on and off the field. But if we don't start and don't, publicly state our intention, we never get going. We're never going to realise that ambition where we want to get to. And we've got to put things into context. We are ahead of where we thought we would be, which is really exciting. But we know we're up against it. We're not the biggest spenders in the league. There is people around us spending more money. We are really outperforming what we spend, and some people might find that because I've seen all sorts of comments about our spend, but we truly know what we spend, and it is, we're not in the top 4 in this league most clearly, but I don't want to make it about money because this is about the people at the club who have actually made people better in every department. So we're really key about that. But going back to the original question is, we had to be a starting point. we will remain grounded as we have done and honest to ourselves. I have been interested by some of the responses, but all I can do is give people absolute reassurances that we don't believe we've just got to turn up and win this league, because we won't. And that we proved that last weekend. We didn't play well. I don't think we respected the opposition as much as we could have done, because they're a very good team, Pirates, and we got found out. So we'll continue working hard and keep putting the hard work in, because that's the secret, is everybody's hard work in this business. The people in this business have got us to where we've been. And when I define people, I mean the employees, the supporters, the commercial partners, the advisors. So we're really proud of that collective effort. And if we keep working hard, I do truly believe you get out of life what you put in. And I'm sure we'll get there. But we have got no defined right to win this league. We've got to earn the right. And that's how we'll stay honest to ourselves.
It is well known that the regulations and requirements to get into the Premiership are challenging for Championship clubs. What about Coventry Rugby made you believe that we are ready for the next step?
Listen, they're grossly unfair. The entry criteria, the funding model when you get in, it's well documented, they're unfair. But we've got to believe in the process. I'm really confident about Tier 2 board under the chair of Simon Gillam, that he will force the debate with PRL. And working with the new chair of the MRPB, they've already met about common sense and fairness prevailing. It is challenging, but they are what they are. We're in a reasonable position, because we're not, we're hopefully two months max away from submitting a planning permission, which gives us, a lot of time. But just in that context, it's taken us 3 years to get to this point. So when you get a set of entry criteria sent to you in September that says you've got to have planning permission by the 1st of January 2025, it amplifies how unfair they are, because it's impossible in terms of the process to get that signed off in that time, because that's the rules in this country, added to a planning backlog that is well documented and the new government are trying to resolve. But we've worked positively with the local authorities, Coventry City Council, so we'll keep, they're a challenge. It's like anything else. Challenges is what you get out to bed for. It adds to the purpose. They excite us. Challenges excite us. Life would be boring without challenges. So let's try and take it on. And hopefully common sense and fairness will prevail.
You've highlighted that Coventry Rugby is in a positive position both on and off the field. Can you share the specific examples of the progress the club has made recently?
Yeah, I think it starts and finishes with growth for me. We've really grown in lots of areas, and some will be well known because the obvious one is performance on the field. But we restructured rugby. We restructured how we went about things. We brought different personnel in with a different philosophy. Our recruitment strategy is very different, but it has been really rewarding. I think we're up there with other clubs that produce the most players that go up to the top level now, to go on to play hopefully for England long term. We've invested heavily in our community programme that's been redefined under Wes and the team. Matt with Toby and Josh, redefining the commercial aspects of the business. We've digitalised a lot of it, the marketing, the media from, with Tom, with Ted and Nick and Paul. It's redefined what we're about, positive messaging. So we've overhauled the whole business. So I say it's the building blocks. We've got the foundations in place now. We've cleared up our balance sheet quite extensively, and we'll continue to do that when the investment comes in from the site development in 2025, which we're really confident that the council will support us on that, and we'll get that put through the proper processes and through the consultation that we've already started. But we're really excited about that. New stand, new facilities, greater match day. So there's a lot of inward investment that's gone in already to propel us, and that gives us the foundation to accelerate hopefully and get there. And then obviously we've launched an investment panel which was been worked behind the scenes for the last 4 or 5 months. That'll go public in the new year, and that, yes, that's about attracting new money along with the existing money, because under our ownership we've had brilliant support, and John and Emma continue to support us and will do in the future. But John's of the view, and I'm sure he'll say this himself, is that he's happy for other people to come in, to accelerate that growth, and that we want to propel ourselves to the top of the game, and the investment panel isn't just all about money. you know, we'll be looking for expertise in certain areas, value in kind in other areas. It's an open, you know, it's a bit of a blank canvas that, but we've got some really good local people on that panel advising us in the right way, where skill sets that we haven't got. So that's the exciting bit, and that just shows where the club's got to, because people are volunteering their time to come and help us and grow. So, you know, that's the exciting bit for me. And I think, as I say, the foundations are there. We're ready to go. We'll grow, whether it's this season or next season, but we've got to start somewhere now, you know, and if we don't, we never get to where we want to be.
Is there something about Coventry Rugby that makes us uniquely qualified to join the Premiership, provided we win the league and playoffs?
It's a really good question. I think nobody has a defined right, as I've said, you know, and there's a lot of talk about people having brand values and historic success, which I think is nonsense, to be fair, because you've got to earn the right. But you've got to, you know, where we sit here at the moment, we're the only currently the only professional rugby team in the West Midlands. So geographically, you know, if the game really wanted to grow, there would be support to grow it. I'm suspicious it really wants to grow, because there is a group of 10 clubs above us that protect themselves and are protected by others. And until we change that mindset and burst that bubble, you know, will any of us really reach our true potential? I hope so, but we'll keep trying, is the main thing.
How would Premiership status transform the club and its role in the community?
Oh, it would be transformational, wouldn't it, really? Like, you know, be really excited. You know, we would, you know, it would allow us to bring authentic top-level rugby, you know, to the city, which would add real value to the whole of the local rugby ecosystem. So, you know, the benefits that brings in terms of additional resource to local rugby clubs. We've been pretty clear on our position on growing local rugby clubs. You know, the mantra of our academy is pretty straightforward. We haven't built an academy that is going to cannibalise local school rugby, local junior rugby club and county rugby. We're actually going to work to support it and grow it. So we've got lots of players coming through that system, and we'll have even more that we can then populate the local playing levels. But there's also the value to the city. You know, we've had some real sort of research done that suggests that we'll get 7,000 fans here, you know, if we're in the Premiership. So the economic benefits to the local economy and community are huge. So that in itself is why, you know, when we spoke to the council, they're keen to support us in achieving our dream. So that's the exciting bit, is where can we get to? You know, who knows? I mean, we go back to the days of Camden Road, which lots of people tell me about, and it sounded fantastic. If we can recreate that, we're in a really good place. And that's not been disrespectful to what the club was, but it's just a new version of the club, and it's the next chapter of this historic proud rugby club.
So what is the long-term vision for Coventry Rugby?
Well, I think, as previously stated, we want to get to the top of the game, but we want to do it in a sustainable way, and we're going to stick to what we're about and stick to our values, and that is effectively, you know, growing our people, you know, expediting that rate of development of everything we do, those key growth pillars, such as the performance of the team, the academy, the community. That's really important to us, and everything is linked into how fast we can be a sustainable professional sports club, because that is the key pillar in everything, sustainability.
What could stop us then?
The regulations could stop us, you know, quite clearly. It's well documented, the challenges we've got on criteria. You know, they're, you know, as we've discussed earlier, we think they're unfair. The 10,001 planning permission by the 1st of January, as we sit here today, is impossible. We think hopefully that can change, but what we've had to do is just, you know, if we continue to be successful on the field and we're challenging to win the league, and then the enormous challenge of playing a team that's spending £5 or £6 million more than you in a two-legged playoff, and we're successful to win that, and we can battle for equal funding, the 10,000 capacity could stop us. So we've had to go and visit other stadiums and start negotiations of playing away from the city, which would be an absolute travesty, because it unravels everything that we're trying to do about adding value to the economy, to the city, and you know, that is not our intention. But if it's the only way we can get in the Premiership initially, it's something as a business we've got to consider, unfortunately, till we build. But that can be aided by planning permission for the new site development. It can be the investment panel and what we produce there in terms of funding for, temporary infrastructure if need be. But they're the challenges that we face, and they're the challenges that we take on board and take on, and we will overcome them. But I've got to be honest with everybody, that is a real threat to us, and moving away from here to play rugby on a Saturday would be horrific for me, and more importantly horrific for our people, our fans. But we're always open and honest with everybody, so it's clear that they understand that. But let me make that clear, that is the last thing we want to do or will do. Hopefully common sense, cooperation, working in partnership with local authority, the West Midlands Combined Authority and all other key stakeholders, including PRL, will get us there.
Finally, how can the fans and the community best support us on our journey?
Listen, we can't complain about the support they gave us. In my opinion, we've got the best fans, the best community, the best commercial partners, the best people in the league. But that is my opinion, I'm going to be biased, but I think data will tell you that we're doing all right. They just need to continue doing that. And they need to spread the word. We are still the best kept secret in this city, in this area. So let's just keep telling everybody. We will drive our awareness in this year, but as we've previously discussed, we've got some really exciting things on the horizon. We've got a good young team, we've got a really good coaching group and a really good rugby management. They excite us every day. Great people working in the business. Our fans are unbelievable, loyal, supportive, in mass numbers. It is brilliant to see. We get the planning permission done, we start building a new stand for them. Our plan is to put the cow shed back in a modern version. No rust, I'm sorry, I'll apologise for you, off the roof. But I'm sure we can find, tins of spray rust that we can sell on a Saturday to you if you want to look like the old days. But and then obviously we get that over the line. We bring inward investment into the club along with the existing ownership, because I must stress John's not looking to sell the business or sell the club, but he's open to people to come and to come on the journey and share his passion and share his high level of investment, both emotionally and financially, because we shouldn't lose sight of what John and Emma have done for this club. And most people would bite our hands off for that level of support, and they continue to be there through thick and thin. And I think the club, the fans, the community owe them too, and the rest of the Sharp family, a lot of gratitude.